morning. It's approximately 3:14 a.m. in the morning, and I'm on my way to the airport to catch a flight to New York City. I typically fly out of Norfolk International Airport into LaGuardia into New York. It takes about 55 minutes while you're in the air. But from taxi to the terminal, it can take as much as an hour, 20 minutes. But not bad considering if you drive, it can take 8 hours to 12 hours depending upon the traffic. But I just wanted to share this video with you as a cancer survivor, colorectal cancer survivor, that I've been going back and forth to these appointments since 2020, since the pandemic. And here I am 3 years later, still going to those appointments, as I have a total of 7 years before I could be completely out of the woods per my doctors and say that I am for sure cancer free. But if this is the price that I have to pay to continue to be cancer free, I'll pay it all day. I want to inspire those that have felt that pain in their body that's abnormal, or feel that something's wrong with themselves and that there's something not normal about a feeling that they're feeling, to go get checked. The age now is 45 to go get checked for cancer, as when I was coming up, my age was 48, and they insisted that I was too young to go get my cancer screening. But with a little bit of persistence and multiple doctors' opinions, I was able to persuade them to get that screening done. And indeed, I did have cancer. It was caught early, and because it was caught early, they were able to cut it out, give me chemo treatments, and I'm able to sit here before you today, thank God, cancer free, and just doing my monthly checkups to ensure that I stay this way. So they inserted a liver pump into my stomach that I must go and have refilled on a monthly basis. And this is something I have to do on a normal. Now they also put me in the scanner to check if I am still cancer free. That went from every 3 months to now every 6 months that I have to have that procedure done. And so it's just the little things you have to do. The hardest part is this time of day, waking up at 2:32 a.m., getting on the road and driving an hour. Nobody's typically out here but a bunch of semi trucks. And just to make sure that I get to the airport within the required or allotted time to get onto my flight, you will be absolutely surprised at how many people you will find at the airport when you arrive. There will be 200-300 people at 3 o'clock in the morning catching a 5:30 a.m. 6 o'clock a.m. flight to Atlanta, Georgia, or to Texas. So, I mean, this is really, I guess, the best time to fly, because you can avoid the traffic, avoid the crowds. So a lot of people go ahead and get up like myself and get it over with. So I have every bit of an additional 40 minutes right now to my ride. And I wanted to make this video not just to show those what I do on a monthly basis to get treatment, but also to have something to document my life as I go through the journey of this 5 more years of cancer preventativeness, to make sure the disease doesn't return. So my wife and my daughter are always, sad to see me leave. When I leave on typically Wednesday mornings, and my daughter tries to stay up till 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning when she has to go to school, wake up for school at 8:15 a.m. just to say bye, Daddy. And my beautiful wife gives me a kiss, and I'm thinking she's asleep. And once I get in the car, I get the text, be safe, have a safe flight. That's very helpful, especially when you're doing this by yourself. And it comes with a lot of willpower. How easy would it have been for me to roll over in the bed and to state, can I come in later? Can we do it another day? Can we do it next week? Yeah, that's the easy part. And easy never gets you but so far. So doing this hard part is part of the process, and making sure that I can do what the doctors require of me also motivates them to continue care with me, because a doctor can turn around and say, I'm not willing to work with this patient anymore. I've heard of that happening. That hasn't happened to me, but a doctor can turn around and tell you, I just don't want to deal with this person anymore. And so I make it a point with these specialists that I'm going to see that I do what they request of me, and I do it in a timely fashion, and I do it on time as though I live in New York. So I make it a point to get there ahead of my appointments, get some breakfast, get somewhere, maybe sleep for an hour or so in a waiting room, and wait for my appointment to be called. So what I haven't shared with you is that throughout my ordeal with fighting this disease, that a couple months ago, my mother had a stroke. Yes, my mother had a stroke, and being the matriarch of the family, it was quite devastating. And this left me helpless. This left me trying to figure out how I was going to keep things together as I was dealing with my own health at the time, which I still am. So the question is, how do you deal with cancer treatments, as well as the fact that you have to make sure that your mother is taken care of in every way, and make sure that she gets the care that she needs to continue living comfortably and getting the things that she desires as a stroke patient. You never know what a person is going through until they tell you. A lot of people think that, hey, this person has an easy life. They don't have much to worry about. Yes, now I've written a couple books because God is good. But throughout this whole ordeal, God is still good. And He continues to show me the way that I should go, the path that I should go, and how I should in turn ensure that my mother's health is taken care of and that she gets the required treatments needed to stay healthy and strong. So for those out there that are going through something and it may include something similar, I'm here to tell you can do it. There are friends and family that I know of who have had family go on and God take them to glory. And so knowing that I can go somewhere and see my mother and speak to her and she speak back to me, that in itself is a blessing. So I've learned to stop complaining and be grateful for the moments that I do have with her, because it could be the other way around and these moments could not be here. So I'm grateful for those moments. I'm grateful for all the many things that we continue to be able to do and can do. And it's just about taking things one day, one step at a time. So I'm still about, let's say, 30 minutes away from my flight where I'm going. So I'm going to put the phone down until I get to the airport. When I get to the airport, I will pick up from there and show you guys the security line and the process that I have to go through to get onto my flight. Until then.